One second, guys. I'm having computer problems. There it goes. That one up. Let's get that one up for a few questions. And then um, I don't have the chat up yet, so if you're talking, I'm not reading it just yet. I will be momentarily. I just didn't want you guys to think I forgot. Did systems. Flight and man, US Econ, we did. There we go. That's where we're at. Let me swap over to my school account. Okay. Now I'm ready. What's up, Teddy? Are you the only one here, or did I miss some of the chat? Alright, well, I'm going to get started. And anybody who is here will be getting a review. Man. Well, a lot of people probably forgot about it because of the guidance lesson today. All right, so business organizations or types of business ownership. Yeah, I meant in the chat, Teddy. Yeah, you're good. What's up, Sebastian? So there's the three types. I think you can see them pretty good, but there's one more zoom in. Proprietor, you're looking for basically the key part here being one owner. So you're looking for singular. And the whole point of a proprietorship is they get all the profit if everything goes good, and they also lose everything if everything goes bad. A partnership is going to be where you share the risk, you share the profit. Essentially, everything's shared. And notice the thing, it says two or more. So they might say like 4 different names. Hey, Ved. They might say like 4 different names, and that could be their example of partnership. They're not just going to say, these 4 people working together. They might not make it super obvious. And here's the one where most people are going to make their mistakes or forget. Corporation. So corporation is where they can, a big business can act as a legal entity, meaning like we talked about the hot coffee incident with McDonald's, where they can sue you, like you could sue McDonald's. You're not going to take the person in the drive-through window. You're not going to sue the manager of that particular McDonald's. You're going to sue the actual company of McDonald's. Because for legal purposes, which is what this part means right here, they can be taken to court as basically McDonald's the business. You can sue them. So it's instead of it being like, since Ved you're in here, so instead of it being like Mr. Wood versus Ved, it would be, that we can do the same thing, Mr. Wood v. McDonald. They share the profits, but you share only you only get back what you invest. So what that means is essentially think of it as buying stock. So if I buy stock of McDonald's, buy 10 shares and it goes up $1, I'm going to get $10, 10 times 1. But if it goes down and I invested $10 and it goes all the way to 0, I just lost $10. I don't lose my house. Um, and then, oops, you hear my dogs. Um, 1 second. Sorry about that. The second part, owner liability is limited to the amount of their investment. Um, I apologize, guys. I got the dogs barking. It's distracting me. Um, invest $10, lose his house next day. No, that does not happen. Um, owner liability is limited to the amount of their investment. So that's the part I was just talking about. Liability is just a fancy way of saying risk. You can only lose what you put in. So they can't come after your house, for instance. That's the whole point, is that if you only put in $10, you can only lose the $10 that you put in. Now, an entrepreneur can be any one of these types of business owners. They can participate in any single one. It says it literally right up there in the big blue underlined words. And their whole point is you're looking for the keywords of risk for profit. They take a risk in order to try and gain profit. There's the other bullet point saying the same thing. We didn't really focus on this too much because, to be honest, you guys think of all the examples we always use. It was always Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, people who are involved in the technological progress, people who are on the cutting edge, people who are making new things. Uh, Mark Cuban, I think he's most people's favorites. But that's really it for business. I think you guys will knock it out of the park. I think it's really simple. Circular flow. Um, let's see, do they have a picture on this one? I thought they did. Yeah, they do. I still like my picture in your notes better. So circular flow is basically three different things. We've got consumers, us, households. They could call us individuals, consumers, households. You're basically talking about a private citizen. Businesses, which are producers, the people who make things, and government. The three things that constantly are going around and around and around, resources such as human labor, or the capital resources, or natural resources. Yes, I'm roasting the city guy. Goods and services, that's the things we buy at the supermarket or clothes or whatever it is we're buying, and money, just flat out money. And it's constantly going around and around and around. Let me just get over here a little bit. So what they did here, firms is their way of doing business. I really don't like their picture, to be honest. But factors of productions, that's another way of saying resource. And the main one that we give is our labor. So mom and dad go to work at whatever company it is they work for, and in return, they're going to get their income. So that's why I did that here, wages, stuff like that. The fact that we are participating as one of those resources, along with the capital, natural, and entrepreneurial resources, we combine those resources at the business or company, and in return, the company makes goods and services that we then buy. That's what it means by consumer expenditure. They really are just trying to throw a bunch of big words for simple things. We work, we get paid. We help make things, goods and services, we buy it, we pay for them. That's really all there is to it. The one thing they're leaving out is government. I would add government we give tax money to. Circle of life, sure. We give taxes to government. In return, we get roads, we get firefighters, we get hospitals, we get public goods and services. Businesses also pay taxes because they use the same public goods and resources that we use. Government, and then we also have government employees. So again, I give government a resource as a teacher. I give it to local government, and in return, I receive an income paycheck. And that's really all this is saying is the different ways that we talked about it. You should just, study the little Venn diagram, not Venn diagram, but study the diagram that we made. Where, okay, it starts right here. So when households use resources used in production, They're going to use that money. They're selling their resource because they're getting an income. So essentially, I'm selling my labor. As much as I like you guys, I gotta pay bills, and in return, I get the income that I then use to purchase products that a company is making. So my money is just going back and forth to me, the individual, the household, to the business, it's the individual, to the household. You guys are doing the random weird science cycle thing over there in chat. Business buying resources is just saying they're buying our labor. And there's where the government's talking about it. I think you guys are feeling pretty confident. Let's do some review really quick. That's not even the right one. It's just labeled wrong. All right. Number one, resources, goods, and services, money flow continuously among household, businesses, and market in the United States. This is also known as what? So let's do the first three. Let's do the first three. Go ahead and type the answers. First three. All right. So one is economic flow, another name for circular flow. Who's gonna get Tim B first? Ooh, Ved went with both answers. Too bad he's wrong on one of them. I think, wait, he's wrong on both. So is Sebastian. All right, so producers would be what in the cycle? So what is producers in this in circular flow? Since you guys are having your jokes, this is why we're reviewing. So don't worry about it. What would be producers? So is it businesses, individuals, or government? Which one would it be? Be a business. So what's the resource that we've talked about a lot during circular flow? Labor. So the labor is coming from the individual. Am I gonna? Batul Hussein. I do not remember that name. Who is that? Oh, it's Kenza. Hey, Kenza. So are the businesses making the labor? No, they're gonna be buying the labor from us, the workers. So businesses buy resources because then they combine those resources. Okay. They sell goods and services. Number three, businesses sell blank to households and government. It's going to be products. So number three was A. Sorry, I was misreading it. I was focused on explaining number two, so I apologize for earlier. But yes, number three is A, products. You could also make the argument saying services, so be honest, A or D is right in this one. Not the best question there. All right, let's do 4 and 5. Ved's quick on the trigger. It is B. Good job. What's number 5? Ooh. I'm waiting on Kinza before I'd say the right answer. All right, Kenzie, you're taking too long. The smarty pants are wrong. It is not resources. It is not resources. So what do you need to be able to expand? Remember how I used the example of lemonade stand? So if Woodbridge, you're making bank in Woodbridge selling lemonade. You want to open up one in Dumfries. Well, why would you do that? Because you have money. If only there was a fancy word for money on this page, you know, fancy, economical word that we've talked about before. Does that make sense? So that's that bullet point that we wrote below the chart where they're using their profits to expand their business. This one just worded it differently to say provide financial capital. How does it not make sense? How does it not make sense? Explain it to me, Ved. Oh, grammatically? It's actually a real term. See? Look. See? If I could spell. Right there. Use it all the time. Anyways, let's move on. All right, this is an easy one. Let's knock this out of the park so you guys can go. Sam and Son Incorporated is a manufacturing business. Do 1, 2, 3. Do 1, 2, 3. I don't need to read each one. All right, let's see if that's right. As I'm waiting for the other answers. But yes, Ved is correct. So 1, Sam and Son. Oh wait. Ved is wrong. I misread. I'm glad I took my time to read the question. So I understand why Ved got it wrong. So what, man? I told you I do this for 5 of you or 20 of you. When I do the SOL one, that number of people watching will probably be close to like 70. Everybody's going to want to cram. It is A for the first one. Even says incorporated, which is basically always corporation. Now, Ved, I know why you did this. This is actually really kind of a messed up question. Sam and Son, it makes you think it's a partnership right off the bat because there's only 2 people. But if you read the question, acts as a legal person, which is literally in our definition of corporation, regardless of the number of owners. So the correct answer is corporation. Good job, Kenza. Number 2, proprietorship, because there's 1 owner. And number 3, it's here it is, by law to act as a legal person, same exact wording, so it's going to be corporation again. All right, let's do 4 and 5 really quick. So, I mean, Ved, I wouldn't, it's whatever, obviously, it's just review, but I would have fallen into the same trap there if I had not reread the question because I was going over it. Once I saw Sam and Son, I automatically thought it was partnership, but that's why they always say read the question carefully. Ooh, Ved wants to redeem it. He's going super quick here. All right, so Ved is correct, as is Sebastian. Partnership, we got 2 friends. They're working together. They're sharing the profits. So that's partnership. and then you're basically it's describing perfectly the word of liability, but your risk is limited to your investment, so it's going to be corporation right there. All right, you guys got any questions for me? I think this is a normal one, 10 and 10. Yes, yeah, I know you can hear my dog. No bets here. How do I think of this? The business one, I think you should knock out. Like, just take your time, and read it carefully, but it should be easy. Circular flow, people make mistakes and confuse it. Um, I mean, if I'm going out of 10, circular business is like a 2 or a 3 in my opinion, out of 10. Circular flow is like a 5 or a 6. You know, like I've seen people struggle with it a little bit, but Sebastian, I will do a bet with you when we do Federal Reserve. All right? So when we do the Federal Reserve there, you have a guaranteed bet. That'll be the time I give you a chance. Any other questions, guys? Didn't I already do one with you? Fed? Fine. You can have Federal Reserve too. All right, guys. If you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go. Have a good night.